Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, as always, I recommend that you watch the videos that are in the description box below so you get a better idea of what my channel is about, which is sharing my life as a Crohn's patient and a military spouse. Because I don't have my 9 o'clock class as usual, and I went to bed really late last night taking care of a phone call, I decided to sleep in today, and it was sunny, but while I took care of all the morning stuff, it got cloudy, so I want to try to get my dogs outside for a walk, even if it's just around the block. So I'm a little rushed. Luna. I'm debating whether or not I should take my umbrella. I think I will just in case. Oh, it started raining. Darn it. Problem solved. I feel so bad for putting the leash on them and then just taking them back inside the house. I'm gonna take them on a ride. We're just gonna go for a little drive and get some fresh air, look around. They love feeling the wind on their face, so it was just so unfair for them. We made it to a dog park in the vicinity. It's outside the base, but unsurprisingly, it is closed. It does say it's open 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., but obviously with this coronavirus thing, it's all closed. So since it's not raining here, I figured I'd just walk them a little bit around some new areas. They're sniffing absolutely everything. Then as soon as the clouds get over here, because I don't know if you can tell, the rain is coming, but it's sunny this way. As soon as it heads over this way, I'll just head back to the car. At least this way they get out of the house. I felt so bad for them. There we go. Now we have two happy doggies. They went for a walk around the park, not so much in the park or were off leash, but they look happy, and Luna's already trying to catch her breath. So there we go. Now we have two happy doggies, and I can go home and not feel so guilty about them being home all the time. I truly believe that one of the best things about this coronavirus, and I'm sorry to say this, but if you don't have kids, is that you have so much time for yourself. I mean, I guess if you do have kids and they're more self-sufficient, then I guess you could have time for yourself. Or if your partner is also taking care of them, then you could devote more time to yourself to pamper and do like a home spa kind of thing. But I definitely enjoyed just taking time to not think about anything, just care for myself and really just say, there's nothing that needs my attention right now except me. It is very relaxing and re-energizing to just have those however many minutes you need, because there's no set time for this, but just having that space in a day where it's all about you. It's about your needs and listening to your body and even your thoughts, like just a little bit of time with your thoughts. You can unlock so many things, maybe even have epiphanies that don't naturally come to you because you're so preoccupied with other things in the day. While I reheat my dinner, I'm gonna let you inside my head. Now, I'm not saying this because I think people are thinking this of me. I'm telling you because people have actually told this to my face. A lot of people believe that because I don't have kids, that because I don't work out there, because I have all the time in the world, that I really wouldn't be stressed. I have no reason to be stressed, and there's no reason for me to not dedicate all this time to myself. Well, let me tell you, this isn't really something I wanted to share just yet. I was actually hoping to share maybe like next year or something, but now that we're having this conversation, something that a lot of people don't know about me is that I was actually pursuing my PhD before I got married. When my husband and I got married, I was in the middle of my second master's program. It was an online program with a university in France. My first master's program was in person at the University of Puerto Rico, and that one I fortunately finished. But in the middle of that second program, that's when we got married, we moved, I got sick, so many things got in the way, and I was not able to finish that one. So it kind of felt like a sign that my academic career was over, because I tried really hard to finish that second program, and between all the ER trips, urgent care, all the medicines, the steroids, all that mess that was going on for 2 years, I just said, this is going nowhere, and I can barely finish one class at a time. I was enrolled in 3 classes at a time, so I gave it up. After, and I'm just going to use this word for the sake of the conversation, after failing at that program, I decided to experiment with different routes, which is how I entered into the home business realm. Sorry, I had to check on my dinner, make sure it doesn't burn. So I entered the retail world, selling products, something I had zero experience in, never tried it, never thought of it, never studied it. Thankfully, my husband was very supportive. I also have a very supportive family and really nice friends who stuck by me at the beginning, even though it was a very slow start. I actually started to climb the ranks. And after some time I realized, okay, good, nice, love it, but it's not really my passion. So it became my side hustle. That's why I always say that I am a freelance linguist, translator, language teacher, tutor with a side hustle. After having that experience in retail, I thought, well, maybe I could start my own home business with language teaching. But where we were at before here, there wasn't a lot of interest in language learning. Even though Canada was right there and I used to teach French, like nobody was interested. I sent out surveys, I offered it as even free classes to get started. There was just no takers, probably like one or two takers, but it just never took off. It was something that I spent a lot of time on. It never happened. I said, okay, that just wasn't meant to happen. At our last home, I also applied for 3 different teaching positions that I did not get. But I did get a surprise 1-year contract as a translator for a company in DC. So I was working remotely and it wasn't even something I planned. So that turned out fantastic. Plus my last job was still considering me a professional service, so kind of a contractor for them. And they were sending me documents to translate as well. So I had 2 translating jobs that I had not searched for and didn't even plan on having. Now, when we moved here, and this a lot of military spouses can relate to, it's starting over. You start your life over as a military spouse every couple of years. My home business plummeted. I went from about 120 customers to about 40. And again, since it was my side hustle, I said, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to try to use this fresh start as a possibility for something new. And I was in remission when we moved here. So I thought, this is great. It's like I get to have my old life again. So I went to a local university and picked up some PhD pamphlets. I talked to the graduate studies department, or they call it differently here from what I'm used to at the other university. But basically, I talked to a chair, I talked to different departments, I talked to a receptionist or secretary who was providing information and communications with other people who had to do with admissions. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't commit to the times for the classes because we only share 1 car and it's a 45-minute drive to that institution. And not being guaranteed that the credits were transferable was not an option for classes that I couldn't even afford. So I decided to try to get my foot in the door and applied for some teaching positions as well. Did not get the job. So I looked at that as another sign that I should probably experiment with something else. I already experimented with retail and home business. Maybe there was something else out there that I could do. So I spent months going to different career fairs, resume workshops, LinkedIn workshops, created an account on Indeed.com, uploaded my resume to different places. I'm practically everywhere. And either I wasn't getting offers, or the jobs that I did find that I could possibly do, I could not commit to their hours either. And I even contacted some of them to see if the hours were negotiable, and they were not. In the end, you already know the story. As of January, I flared in December, was on steroids in January. February, I got a new long-term long-term medication. I'm still kind of in that up and down, even though I just got today my results that I am in clinical remission, just, minimal symptoms every now and then. So I figured I'm just not meant to be out there. The self-assessment just a few hours ago led me to think about my path. Okay, so what am I going to do? What am I going to dedicate my time to? I really want to try to make this tutoring, language teaching, and translating thing official for me as a freelancer, something that I can deduct from my taxes, because right now it's just word of mouth. Somebody knows somebody and they recommend me, and that's how I'm getting around. But that would definitely be something to work on, meaning I would have to do research and see if it's something I can get off the ground. There's a lot more that went into this self-assessment of mine and evaluation of my life. I'm not going to get into absolutely everything, but I invite you to do the same thing. If you are kind of just living day to day, if you're not feeling completely pleased with everything that you're doing, if you're not feeling accomplished, or like you're applying your full potential to what you're currently doing, try to practice some quiet time, some mindfulness. Really dig into yourself and see, what do you like? What makes you happy? Is that happening right now in your life? How can you achieve it? How can you get there if it currently seems impossible to even get close to it? You might not like some of the reactions that you're going to have to some of your thoughts, but it's definitely something worth considering and dedicating time to for your self-fulfillment. Please don't mind the messy hair. It's time for bed. I don't have to make myself up for anybody. But I was so close to almost leaving you without a closing clip. It was so funny because my sister-in-law messaged me. She came by the other day to bring me those yogurts that I think I showed you. And she said, if you need someone to mow your lawn, just tell me. Honestly, I hadn't contacted anybody because it's raining every day. So it's hard to just maintain the lawn when it's all icky and I can't pick up the dog poops. I even told her I haven't picked up the dog poop. She just said, if you hear a trimmer tomorrow morning randomly and you're still in bed or something, don't get scared. It's just me. I'm going to go do your lawn if it's not raining. And now that there is a confirmed case in this military base, I'm definitely not leaving the house. I will see you tomorrow with some new project to share with you during this quarantine, because now that I really can't leave the house, I better find something I can share with you so you don't have to just stare at my face every day walking around the house. As always, thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching. I always hope that you find my videos either informative, entertaining, or comforting if you're in a situation with remission where you're just in and out like I've been for the past 6 years. I hope that you can see that good moments are wonderful moments, even if you have a few symptoms, because even today I got a little bit of a cramp. I just didn't tell you, but it's a little uncomfortable. Nothing terrible, didn't need his medication or anything, but I still feel good and I'm still happy, and I hope that you are too. Anyway, remember to please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, I just learned that, and share with your friends and family to help me connect with other people out there in the autoimmune world and the military spouse world. Remember to also check out my favorite videos. These are my favorite videos that I've done down in the description box below, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with a new clean yard.